Hi again, everybody. Dave Stevens, board member for Easterseals Capital Region in Eastern Connecticut. And on this Veterans Day, we had a wonderful ceremony honoring those veterans from the past and those that are currently serving at Veterans Rally Point here in Norwich. A great day with pomp and circumstance and lots of dignitaries. But instead of me telling the story, let my students from our digital media class share those stories from those who served.
Thanks, Dave. And Tom, what does Veterans Day mean to you?
It means a lot, and I wish they still kept the draft on. I was a draftee, and I got the letter in the mail. Greetings from the President of the United States. Your friends and neighbors have selected you for the armed forces. When I was in Hartford, and I just had to reopen the Korean monument before. I was a couple months ago. And I made a little speech on it, and I said one thing before I left: put the draft back on for our youth today.
And we have with us Senator Kathy Austin. And Kathy Austin, what does Veterans Day mean to you?
Well, as an Army veteran, what it means to me is a recognition of the less than 1% of people who serve in today's military and their long service for this country for years and years and years.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Veterans Day is a holiday honoring all service members. World War I officially ended when the Treaty of Versailles was signed on June 28, 1919. But the fighting actually ended several months before that, when the Allies in Germany put into effect an armistice on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month.
All of those of you that have served and your support, the family members that have supported you, please hold your head really high today and every day. We're very proud of all of you, whether it was World War II or Korea, the Cold War, Vietnam, Grenada, Somalia, Panama, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Iraq, Afghanistan, or some other distant conflicted land, or here on U.S. soil. Our country will never be able to thank you enough for your service and sacrifice. But World War I involved everyone in America. It was a total war in the sense the entire resources of the nation were focused on winning the war. We had to equip and send an army of 4 million to Europe to win the war. It was a tremendous effort. It meant that the nation had to really be united and work as one, and everyone, almost everyone, worked towards that goal.
We call to your attention to the small table which occupies a place of dignity and honor. The tablecloth is white, symbolic of the purity of the intentions of the response to the country called arms. Single rose in the vase symbolize the blood that had been shed in sacrifice to ensure the freedom of our beloved United States of America. The rose also reminds us of families and friends of our missing comrades. The yellow ribbon on the vase represents one on the lapels of thousands who demand their unyielding determination of a proper accounting of our comrades who are not among us today. A slice of lemon on the plate reminds us of their bitter fate. The salt sprinkled down the plate reminds us of the countless tears of families as they wait. Glass is inverted. They cannot toast with us today. The chair is empty. They are not here. The candle is reminiscent of the light of hope with which in our hearts they illuminate their way home, away from their captors, to open arms and grateful nation.
Here's the Veteran of the Year award that we give out every year. The Norwich Area Veterans Council Veteran of the Year presented to Pat McMahon. The next award, Norwich Area Veterans Council, is the Robert A. Murphy Supporter of the Year, presented to Willie Latin.
Today we gather as a community, as neighbors, friends, and families to honor the men and women who have worn the uniform of the United States Armed Forces. Veterans Day is more than a date on the calendar. It is a solemn reminder of the courage, sacrifice, and service that safeguards our freedoms every single day. To our veterans here today and to those who not be with us, we say thank you. Thank you for your dedication, your discipline, and your love of country. Whether you served in times of war or peace at home or abroad, your commitment has strengthened the foundation of our democracy and inspired generations to follow.
We are the tentacles of the federal VA, getting out into communities to try to find those service members and veterans who may be in crisis. You may be one of those people. You may know somebody that is one of those people. Please get the word out there that we are here to serve, not just here in Norwich, but our satellite team up in Windsor as well, both Perry and Hannah. So every Thursday morning, Bob Denisha at Dark 30 shows up and represents Easterseals Veterans Rally Point on this group, in this group. So that financial manager is listening to this veteran in crisis, and he knows, I cannot let this man out the door. It is that bad. And again, it was a Friday. So that financial advisor reached out and called Bob Denisha. Where was Bob? Out driving around. He really didn't have any plan to come up here that day. It wasn't one of his regular days. He's not usually here on Friday. But he received that call and he said, I'm on my way to Veterans Rally Point now. He came in the door and went like a beeline straight for Michael Andrews, our on loan veteran service officer from Connecticut Department of Veterans Affairs. Bob got that individual, or actually, this is still without even meeting this man, but the veteran service officer connected with the financial manager to get the name of this veteran and to get that veteran into our building today, that Friday. That veteran came in, met with Michael Andrews, and after their meeting, Michael Andrews walked him across the hall to get connected with Eric Spader, who is one of our case managers here in Norwich. Eric was able to sit and talk to this man and really listen to what his needs were and what it was we could do to help him in his situation in that moment. That man came and asked if he could be a peer meetup speaker one Wednesday night. He stood up here at this very podium and shared how close he was to suicide that day and in that moment going into that weekend. And if it wasn't for that financial manager knowing of Bob Denisha and Bob being a member here and Michael working here and coming over to Eric, that man would not have been standing up in front of that peer meetup that day to say that this program saved his life.
May our memory and all of those who served in the armed forces be an honorable one, full of thanksgiving to the Lord. And remember with much love and mercy those who died in the service of our country, whether on the air or on the land or in the sea.
Welcome, General Ron Wells. What did you think of the ceremony today?
So Wilford, excellent ceremony. It's always really an honor and pleasure to be invited to ceremonies like this. It's great to be back here at Veterans Rally Point as the 4th anniversary is celebrated. And we can never thank our veterans and our family members enough for all their service and sacrifice. You know, I will have done a total of 10 events in the last couple days. I'm heading to the cemetery down in Middletown. Governor Lamont will be there with Lieutenant Governor Weisswitz and Senator Blumenthal and a whole group of veterans. There's a really A lot of support in the central part of the state like there is out here in the eastern part of the state. So I'm really looking forward to that event. And then later on in the afternoon, I'll be back at our home and hospital in Rocky Hill, the oldest one in the United States, tracing our lineage and honors back to 1864. So we will recognize our veterans that are up there for all their service and sacrifice.
Well, I'm very impressed, General. The first time I met you, honest to God, I knew we had a connection. But you're Army and I'm Navy, but we do have a connection. You have wings and so do I. But General, I want you to know that you're very well appreciated for your sacrifices as well.
Well,
and
thank
for
you
all
very
the
much
veterans for
for
being
your,
here. It means
your
a lot.
career Navy man, so we can't thank you enough
Thank you.
for your service.
Thank you very much.
We are here on Veterans Day, Rally Point 2025, where I'm with Colonel Kevin Brown, U.S. Army retired. What does Veterans Day mean to you?
It means everything. It's a day when our country, everybody that's here at this location, can truly take a moment and thank those who have given of themselves and served their nation. And you know, a lot of folks will say, well, we should do that every day of the year. And I would tend to agree, but the fact that we take the time on a day like today, in a place like this, with this amazing group of folks, it means everything to be here.
Thank you, sir.
Well, that's going to wrap up an amazing ceremony here at Veterans Rally Point. Thank you to all of those veterans that served before us and all of these heroes that are here today. We salute you.